Good morning, students, and welcome back to our drama class. Today we are going to begin with Act 4, Scene 1. You had already seen Act 3, Scene 3, in which you had seen the magic spell of Prospero, the magic spell performed in front of how Alonso, Stefano, and Antonio went through this magic spell. All this stuff you had seen in the previous scene. So today we are going to start with Act 4, Scene 1. So let us begin with Act 4, Scene 1. Act 4, Scene 1 begins like this. Prospero is now satisfied with the progress of Miranda's romance with Ferdinand. You know how much against he was with this love story of his daughter and Ferdinand, isn't it? And now he accepted their romance, their love story, isn't it? And how much he had to go through it, Ferdinand. He tested Ferdinand many times. He made the prince, whatever the prince never was able to do, did it over here, performed it, and he went through all the testing, passed out, you can say, passed out all the tests, whatever Prospero made him to do. Ferdinand passed out all the tests, isn't it? Piling up the logs and so on, isn't it? So all the tests, that is all hardships, whatever he had to go through, he went through and he passed out. And that is why Prospero was satisfied, was happy, he was ready to give his daughter, because till then he was not ready to give his daughter, because he wanted for his daughter, as a father, he wanted his daughter to get a good husband, isn't it? That is why he went on testing Ferdinand, and he proved all the tests. Ferdinand proved all the tests, and that's how he accepted the love story of his daughter and Ferdinand. He says that in due course they would get married, so he promises them that in due course they will be getting married. In honor of the engagement of the young lovers, he arranges a masque for their entertainment. So, in honor of their of this lovers' marriage, he arranges a masque entertainment. Okay. So here, the masque entertainment was performed by spirits, not by human being. Like in Merchant of Venice, the masque was performed by human beings. So here, it is performed by spirits, appearing to the guise of various goddesses. So these spirits were appearing in the guise of goddesses, right? Then Prospero deals with Caliban, Stefano, and Trinculo, the conspirators, the three conspirators he deals with. Ariel lures them towards Prospero's cell. So Ariel is luring them, these three, to Prospero's cell. There certain spirits appear. There other spirits appear in the shape of dogs and hounds. Fine. And they chase away the three conspirators. So this is what is happening in the scene, who are also tormented with aches, pains, and cramps. So they are tormented with all this aches, pains, and cramps. So let us begin with the drama. So this scene is taking place before Prospero's cell. So it is taking place right in front of Prospero's cell. So there enters Prospero, Ferdinand, and Miranda. Okay, so all three of them, Prospero, Ferdinand, and Miranda, appears in front of Prospero's cell. So the first dialogue is of Prospero. Prospero says, "If I have too austerely punished you, your compensation makes amends. For I have given you here a third of my own life, or that for which I live, who once again I tender to thy hand. All thy vexations were but my trials of thy love, and thou hast strangely stood the test. Here, afore heaven, I ratify this my rich gift. O Ferdinand, do not smile at me, that I boast her of. For thou shalt find she will outstrip all praise and make it halt behind her." So this is what Prospero says. Prospero says, if I have too austerely punished you, if I have punished you too harshly, he's saying, okay, he to remember his punishment. He says, if I have punished you too harshly, your compensation makes amends, for this compensations make up for it. Okay, this compensation for I'm doing what he's doing, this compensation, that is, he's agreeing, you have passed through, even if I have punished you too harshly, then this compensation makes amends for it, make up for it. This is what he says. For I have given you here a third of my own. So what is the compensation that he's making? The compensation is here, I am giving you a third of my own life, a third. Okay, a third of my life, 1/3 of my life I'm giving you. Who's that? His own daughter is calling out. Okay, so that is what he's saying. So a third, an integral part of my life I'm giving you as a compensation. Even if I have given you harsh punishment, to compensate that, I'm giving an integral part of my life to you. Or he says, or that for which I live, or everything which belongs to me. That is his daughter Miranda, isn't it? Everything which belongs to me, I'm giving it to you. That is what I'm doing over here. This is what he says. Who once again I tender to thy hand. So he is giving first hand, isn't it? So by saying the first part, okay, here a third of my own life, or that for which he is giving his daughter's right hand in the hand of Ferdinand. Okay, and then he's saying, who once again I tender to thy hand. Second hand he lifts his daughters and giving it to Ferdinand's hand. So both the hands he gave it to Ferdinand's hand. Now you can just imagine the position, how she will be standing, facing Ferdinand, isn't it? Both were facing each other and standing. Both the hands were given in Ferdinand's hand. So they were facing each other like this, fine? Face to face they were standing. In such a manner he gave his hand to Ferdinand. He gave her hand to Ferdinand's hand, right? So, who once again I tender to thy hand all thy vexations were but my trials of thy love, and thou hast strangely stood the test. So he says, all thy vexations, all the vexation, hardships that you had gone through. That is Ferdinand. All the hardships that you had gone through were but my trials. They were only a test. I had performed a test. They were only a test of your love. I wanted to see how much you loved my daughter. So it was a test of your love towards Miranda. Okay, this is what he says. Of thy love, and thou hast strangely stood the test. And you have passed it. You have passed all the tests. This is what he says. Here afore heaven, I ratify this my rich gift. And so before heaven, so what is the proof over there? Heaven is the proof. Before heaven, I ratify, I confirm this my rich gift. Okay, I confirm my rich gift. So what is this rich gift? His own daughter. This is what he says. O Ferdinand, do not smile at me that I boast her of. So he's asking Ferdinand, don't smile at me, don't mock me because I boast about her. Now, why is he saying this? Because in this situation, Ferdinand was not in a position to believe that. He was not ready to accept the fact that Prospero was giving his daughter's hand to Ferdinand, right? That is why he gave a smile, Ferdinand. He just smiled. He was unbelievable. He couldn't believe this, what was happening over here. He couldn't believe with his eyes. That is why he smiled. And that is what Prospero misunderstood and is saying, don't smile at me because I'm boasting about her. I'm boasting about my daughter. For thou shalt find she will outstrip all praise and make it halt behind her. For that you will find that she is going to and make it halt. Okay, she is going to exceed all. She is going to go beyond all the praises and make it halt and make it stop behind her, make it finish off behind her. This is what he says. And this Ferdinand says, I do believe it against an oracle. Right? So he's saying, even an oracle comes to tell me, it will be difficult for me to accept it. That you are giving your daughter's hand to me. You are ready to accept our love, isn't it? So I can't believe it. Even if an oracle comes to tell me, it will be unbelievable. So he was in such a state. That is what Ferdinand says over here. Then you can see the next dialogue is back again of Prospero's. Oracle in the sense, messenger of God, or a messenger who comes and gives the message of God, isn't it? Even a messenger of God comes and tells me that you have accepted our love. It will be very difficult for me to accept. That is why Ferdinand is saying these words over here. Because, such a state it was. Ferdinand had gone through such hardships And it was very difficult for Ferdinand to accept the fact that at present Prospero was willing to give his daughter to Ferdinand, right? Next is Prospero's dialogue. Prospero says, "Then as my gift and thine own accusation, worthily purchased, take my daughter. Sit then and talk with her. She is thine own." What, Ariel? My industrious servant, Ariel. So they have entered Ariel. So you can say, then as my gift and thine own accusation. So he says, then as my gift, okay, and your own and thine own accusation. This is my gift as well as your earned prize it is. Okay, you have earned this prize. This is my gift to you. That is, Miranda is my gift to you, and you have earned Miranda through your as a prize of yours, because you had passed all the hardships, you have earned her. This is what he's explaining to her. I hope it is clear to you. Worthily purchased, take my daughter. So worthily, he says, accept my daughter, take my daughter, he says, accept my daughter. Sit then and talk with her. You sit with her and talk with her. This is what he tells him. Okay, she is thine own. She is your own. She is your own. Miranda is your own now. You can sit and spend time with her, talk with her. What, Ariel? My industrious servant Ariel. So this is what he's calling out to the spirit Ariel, right? What, Ariel? My industrious servant. Industrious means hardworking spirit who listens to his master, who does the work perfectly for the master. That is why he's calling Ariel as industrious servant. Ariel, he's calling out. So when he calls out to Ariel, Ariel enters, and you can see on the stage Ariel now. Ariel, what would my potent master? Here I am. So Ariel is asking what my potent master wants, my powerful master. What do you want? What do you wish? What do you wish? What do you want me to do? Is asking. So he is at his command, right? At his call. So there Prospero says, thou and thy meaner fellows your last service did worthily perform, and I must use you in such another trick. Go, bring the rabble, over whom I give thee power here to this place. Incite them to quick motion, for I must bestow upon the eyes of this young couple some vanity of mine art. It is my promise, and they expect it from me. So this is what Prospero says. Thou and thy meaner fellows your last service did worthily perform. Means what? He says, you and your subordinates. You, that is Ariel, the spirit, is talking to Ariel. He's telling Ariel, you and your subordinate, the other spirits who were along with him at the performance of some other duties, what was given by Prospero earlier. You had already seen all these things, right? Thou and thy meaner subordinate spirits. That is what meaner fellows. Your last service did worthily perform. So the service, whatever you had rendered previously, was done very well. Okay, worthily performed. It was well done. This is what he's praising him. And I must use you in such another trick. And now again, I must use you for some new trick, another trick. Whatever I'm going to do over here. For that, I have to use you. For that, I have called you. He's telling Ariel. Go bring the rabble over whom I give thee power. So you go, fetch the others, get the other spirits. This is what he's ordering. Over whom I give thee power, over whom I have given you power, whom you can control by yourself. That power I have given you, you can control those spirits. So go get those spirits whom you can control. This is what he's telling Ariel. Here to this place, get all of them, get all the other spirits whom you can control, you get them here. He's asking Ariel to do this. Incite them to quick motion, tell them to hurry up. That is what he's saying. Incite them to quick motion means tell them to hurry up. Tell them to hurry. For I must bestow upon the eyes of this young couple some vanity of my art. For I must, because he says, Prospero says, because I must bestow upon, because I have to show this young couple. Who are the young couple? Ferdinand and his daughter Miranda, right? They are the young couples. I have to show this young couple what he had to show. Some vanity of my art. Okay, some of my showy performance aspects. Okay, some of my showy aspects of magic. I want to show them. It is my promise, he says, that I have promised them. I had already promised the couple that I am going to present in front of them. I am going to show them some of my showy art, showy magic, which I had already told them, and they expect it from me, and they are waiting for me for it. They are waiting for me to do it, to perform it. Okay, to perform that magic. This is what he says. So hurry up, get them soon. This is what he's telling them. Him, Ariel. So Ariel says, presently. So he says, yes, immediately. I will do it. Immediately is promising his master. Fine. Prospero says, hey, with a twink. So he says, yes, you have to. Okay. Immediately, when Ariel says, yes, you have to, that is what it means. Yes, with a twink. With a twink means in the wink of an eye. In the wink. That means just when you close your eyes, isn't it? That this is wink. When you close and open, they should be here. That is what it means. You see, these dialogues are commonly used by us today. So these things are taken right from Shakespeare. You can see with a twink, wink means it should be fast immediately. They should be, when I close and open my eye, they should be here. This is what he's trying to say, right? That much fast. So it can't really happen, but that is what it means. Should be so speedy, isn't it? That is what it says. So on this, Ariel says, before you can say come and go and breathe twice and cry so, each one tripping on his toe will be here with the mop and mow. Do you love me, master? No. This is what Ariel says. Before you can say come and go. So before you say come and go, before that, I'll be here with the other spirits. His promise, Ariel's promise is given. Ariel is promising his master what he's going to do. And breathe twice and cry. Before you breathe and you leave out your breath, so you leave it out. Before that, before you take the breath and you leave it out, before that, they will be here. So the promise, okay, so soon, so fast he's going to get. Each one tripping on his toe, they will be here. Soon they will be here. Immediately they will be here. This is what he's trying to say. Okay. So will be here with the mop and mow. With the mop and mow. They will be here soon. Do you love me, master? And then Ariel is questioning his master. Do you love me, master? Ariel is replying, no, he says. Right? So Prospero says, dearly. No, there is no question of no, dearly I love you. This is what Prospero is promising Ariel. So, and he says, now come my Ariel, bring a corollary. Rather than want a spirit appear and pertly, no tongue, all eyes be silent. Okay, so now come my Ariel, bring a corollary. So he's saying, dearly, I do love you. When Ariel is asking, do you love me, master? No. When Ariel says, dearly, Prospero says, now come my Ariel, bring a corollary. Bring a corollary means bring additional. Now fast. Okay, that's enough. You go get the additional member, that is, get the spirits. Rather than want a spirit appear and pertly. So this is what he's saying. Bring additional member rather than having less spirits. Okay, get more spirits rather than having less spirits over here. And should be lively, and they should be lively and be lively over here. This is what he's telling Ariel to do. No tongue, all eyes be silent. So what the two lovers were doing meanwhile, you can see on the other hand, these two lovers, they were sitting and putting their head together close by, and they were sitting and talking to each other very closely, right? So Prospero is turning towards them and telling them, because he was ready to start with the spirits. The spirits were ready. Ariel brought them, and it was all set and ready to perform. He was set and ready to perform the magic in front of the two lovers. And when he found the two lovers were still continuing with their talks, he told the lovers, that is to Ferdinand and Miranda, this is what he said, no tongue, please don't talk, all eyes, just look, just watch at what I'm doing, right? Be silent, silently watch at what I'm doing, silently watch at the magical performance. This is what he is telling the two, isn't it? Without talking, stop talking. He's advising them to stop talking and watch the performance. This is what he says. Then you can see over here some soft music is played. So along with that soft music, enter Iris. Now let us begin with Iris.